Nico Castro here, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to do 25 calibration rounds. It's an exercise that I developed in 2016 with the intention of being successful at a cypher jam. A cypher jam meaning that it was a one-on-one tournament, and in order to be successful at this, it didn't have the typical showcase round where you do a 30-45 second round, get your message across, and then the judges put you, or they determine whether you make it to the top 16, top 8, or however that bracket was organized. But this one, you had to cypher for a specific period, maybe an hour, and you basically had to kill it in the circles, bouncing from circle to circle, controlling the circle, demonstrating that you had cypher etiquette, and then if the judges thought you were worthy, they'd put you into the top 8 or the top 16. For this particular jam, the prize was to go to Finland, or it was to go to an international championship. So it was a qualifier. And when I did this in 2016, I was under the impression and the energy of I'm going to finally become an international b-boy. And I trained. Actually, that was, at the time, it was the hardest I've ever trained in my life. I had about 6 to 9 weeks ahead of time to train, so I did a lot of it on my own. And I asked the promoter, I asked my crewmate who previously won that jam years before, and I asked him, like, how many rounds do you think you did that night to be successful, to win? And he said from prelims, doing the cypher prelims, and making it through the tournament, you probably ended up doing 26, 27 rounds that night. And I was like, okay, I think that's manageable, I'll do it. So I talked to the promoter, just trying to see, like, what can I do to position myself to be successful at this jam and to win. And he was telling, like, 18, 19-year-old Nico, you know what? Or no, yeah, I was like 19 years old. Then he told me, well, you're probably going to end up doing 25 rounds by the end of that night, but if you want to be safe, start preparing for 50. And I was like, yo, for sure. that's going to be a fun challenge. So then I took on the challenge that afternoon. I did 50 rounds. I didn't have any strategy. I just went for it. So by the end of probably by round 8, round 10, I was just already rolling on the ground, and it was pretty trash. But then eventually I was like, okay, just so I'm not dying on any of these rounds, or ensuring that I'm doing quality and I'm actually making improvement, let's figure out how we can structure these. So then I started breaking up all of my foundation, because when it comes to ciphering, if you've spent a lot of time in the cypher, you may have recognized that the person who wins the battle is the person who knows himself the best, right? And being honest with yourself, being honest with your style, that's the thing that demonstrates that you have originality, that you have composure, that you know how to control the circle, and you know how to control your own emotions. And I was doing 25 rounds, and I wanted to figure out how I can tap into that sense of control and that sense of understanding. Because you don't have to have the craziest air flares, you don't have to have the craziest moves. It's pretty straightforward stuff. It's like you have to understand your style, you have to know what you're about, and as long as you do that, then you have your own flavor. So in addition to upping my cardio and upping my endurance, I wanted to upgrade my ability to tap into that sense of control, that sense of honesty, that sense of being present, and that sense of recalibrating myself. I recognize that as we get older, as we become adults, or as we are adulting, and you might have kids, it's hard to stay on point with your braking every single day, right? But I think in the last 4 years I've been doing this exercise and breaking it down. I've changed the durations of each round, I've changed the durations of rest, I've changed the duration of how many rounds I'm going to do. I've alternated between, let's do 50 rounds, 30 seconds rest, 30 seconds per round. Or let's do 50 rounds, 30 seconds per round, and 20 seconds of rest. And I've tried doing 45-second rounds with 20 seconds of rest. So I've experimented with all of it. And one thing that has been working, and the thing that I'm going to share with you, is we're going to do 25 rounds, and we're going to split it into 30 seconds per round and 20 seconds rest. If this is going to be your first time and you're doing it on your own, try doing 25 rounds and 30 seconds per round and 30 seconds rest, just so you have enough time to think, just so you have enough time to get used to this system. By the end of it, or probably right now, start thinking of ways to upgrade and flip this exercise in your way, because you have a lot of knowledge, you have a lot of experience, and if you just started, I want to know what's making you curious about this and how you can make this even better. Because each one teach one. So like this, like we're all here to share, and I'm here to support you, and I'm glad that you're here watching this video, and hopefully you're pressing like for that YouTube algorithm. But getting straight to the point, I'm not going to demonstrate all 25 rounds because I value your time. I'll just show you 1 to a few rounds of each category. So I'm going to do 30 seconds per round and 20 seconds per rest. I honestly just Googled an online boxing timer, so I set those settings up. You can even find them in the App Store. And yeah, and it works. I just let a mix run and then I do the thing. I'm going to be practicing with my AirPods on. So the categories are going to be split like this. Rounds 1 through 5 is going to be dedicated to top rocking only. Rounds 6 through 10 is going to be dedicated to tops and drops. That's to encourage a few things. 1, it's to encourage freestyling, and 2, it's also to encourage the development of not looking like you reset. So whatever takedowns, go downs, however you may call it, whether that's a spin down, a knee drop, a W, doing knee rocks, or a Colt 45, make that flow back into your top rock and show that there's a purpose to it. Just so it's not like top rock, takedown, and then when you blank out because you so want to encourage being present and being in the moment. The next 5 rounds, we're slowly going to immerse ourselves into this. I like to keep everything low to no risk because I haven't stretched yet. This is just going to be my morning cardio, and it's going to develop mentally the sense of control. I can maintain composure, I have control of the circle, and I can do whatever I want. And that's what I want to provide for you. So rounds 1 through 5 is going to be dedicated to top rock only. Groove, take your time, understand the break, listen to the very, very subtle bass line, listen to all the small stuff, and try to make those intricacies translate into your movement. Rounds 6 through 10, that's going to be dedicated to tops and drops. So all the takedowns that you know, Colt 45s, knee rocks, any type of those things where you're going from top to down and back to top, we want to make our top rocks dynamic. So demonstrate your character, show that you know how to get down, and slowly start getting your body more warmed up by doing more technical moves, but keep it low risk. So then rounds 11 through 15, that one's dedicated to footwork cleaning. So all the foundation, even if that entire 30-second round that you do is just hooks, make sure the intricacies of that whip, making sure you're getting from point A to point B, hooking it tight, like we really want to ensure that we understand every single detail and every single move that you have. So maybe for those rounds 11 through 15, I think 11 through 12, I might just dedicate that to hooks and a 6-step. And then rounds 13, 14, 15, I'll go through the rest of my foundational footwork, whether that's doing a 6-step, going to a 3-step, making sure all the angles are right, I'm flexing my heels, I'm being intentional and having purpose with all of these movements, because that's crucial to understanding your own style. If you don't understand all the intricacies of your footwork patterns, then that's going to be clear. It's going to be clear that you don't know what it's like to hold this position for so long. It's going to be clear that even at the end of your round, if you have no purpose of finishing, it's going to be clear that you don't know how to finish. And I'm guilty of that. I've lost so many battles because all of my rounds, because I have a foundation in power and tricks, they would go like this. All of it would go like this because it'd be so hype. I'd hit I'd hit a high level power combo, and then I'd get to floor work, and then it starts going like this. And then I don't know how to finish. And it's not like I'm crashing at the end, but I don't know how to finish. So then that's it. And then I underdeliver, and then I lose the battle. So through these rounds, I've been able to develop a sense of control and understanding, like, yo, this is the time to finish. Once you understand the time to finish and you actually do it, then everyone else is going to know when you finish. Then rounds 16 through 20, that's going to be dedicated to freestyle floorwork. So if you have back rocks, if you have signature sequences or combos of moves that take you in different dimensions of your floorwork, then by all means do it. Only if it's low to no risk and you feel ready to do it, because we haven't stretched out yet. This is my morning routine. After this, I'm going to probably do some resistance bands, and I'm probably going to do a lot of stretching. So again, just keep it low to no risk, but you want to keep in mind that this is calibrating your foundation for the day. This is calibrating your foundation for the week, that type of thing. And rounds 21 through 25, it's B-Boy Moy's 10-10-10 exercise. So he does 10 seconds of top rock, 10 seconds of footwork, and 10 seconds of push-ups. But just to ensure that I'm calibrated for power moves after this and I feel like I'm in control, maybe the first 21 and 22, rounds 21 and 22, those last 10 seconds of 10 seconds top rock, 10 seconds footwork, I'll do push-ups for those last 10 seconds. But then rounds 23, 24, and 25, I'll alternate for those last 10 seconds. Maybe I'll do universal. Some people call them machines, some people call them monkeys. And round 24 and round 25, I'll probably do headstand, handstand, headstand, handstand, headstand, handstand, right? And then by the end of those 10 seconds, hit a Nike freeze or hit an air freeze. So it's really just upgrading and adding your own twist to all of these different exercises that exist, but making sure that we are recalibrating the body for the week or for the day. So if you haven't now and you've made it this far into the video, be sure to hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and more of these type of videos that I put out, they'll be curated for you. So yeah! I just looked in the App Store for an online boxing timer. I set up everything 25 rounds, and if I look at the edit section, it has number of 25, and then it has 30 seconds per round. There's a boxing bell. Pretty obnoxious, but it keeps you awake. 20 seconds per rest. So yeah, you see it. Now, on round 6, this is the beginning of tops and drops. I'm gonna be so specific about every single takedown. I'm not gonna rush. It's about being in control. Because the moment that you learn how to slow it down and go at your own pace and creating the pictures that you want, moves start getting crispier, they start getting cleaner. You have a better understanding of all of it. And once you have a better understanding, then everyone's gonna understand what you're doing. Round 11, footwork cleaning only. Now that I've established enough cleanliness and clarity with my hooks, I'll start walking through a 6-step. Understanding every single reason and feeling, getting from move to move. Understanding hand placement. Now we're gonna do round 16 of freestyle floorwork. I've been walking through everything, so now I'm gonna start picking up the pace. Again, it's all low to no risk, but the cleaning that I did before, it's carrying on to now to add more texture. Round 20, let's go. We're now on B-Boy Moy's 10-10-10 exercise, but let's add a twist to it. Last one. There you have it. 25 rounds. This takes control, being present. And I'm really excited to see how you upgrade this type of exercise. If you do, please tag me, whether that's on Instagram, YouTube, any other platform. Thank you guys, and see you guys at the next one. Peace.